in the sun-baked sands of ancient Egypt, where the pyramids soared into the sky, and the Nile flowed like the lifeblood of the land, there stood a creature shrouded in mystery and power, the Sphinx. Carved from the very rock of the earth, this majestic figure watched over the horizon with eyes that had seen centuries pass by. Half lion, half man, the Sphinx was no ordinary statue. It was a guardian, a silent sentinel that protected the secrets of the pharaohs and the gods themselves. The most renowned of these guardians was the Great Sphinx of Giza, a colossal monument that loomed near the pyramids, its gaze fixed eternally on the east, where the sun rose each day. Many believed it to be the very image of Pharaoh Khafra, whose reign was marked by power and ambition. But there was more to the Sphinx than just stone and dust. Legends whispered that it was imbued with the essence of the sun god, Ra, and that it held within it the mysteries of life and death. Yet, far away from the sands of Egypt, in the rugged hills of Greece, another tale of the Sphinx was being told, a tale far darker, more twisted, and filled with dread. In the shadow of Mount Fishium, where the city of Thebes lay trembling under a curse, a different kind of Sphinx made her lair. She was a creature of nightmares, born from the union of Typhon, the father of all monsters, and Echidna, the mother of beasts. This Sphinx was no guardian, she was a killer, a creature with the body of a lion, the wings of an eagle, and the face of a woman whose beauty was matched only by her cruelty. Perched atop a jagged rock, the Sphinx of Thebes watched as travelers approached. Her eyes gleamed with a wicked intelligence, her wings quivered with anticipation. She had a riddle that had brought doom to all who had dared to answer it. Many had tried, and all had failed, their bodies left to rot as a warning to others. What walks on 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs at noon, and 3 legs in the evening, she would ask, her voice as smooth as silk yet laced with menace. And as each traveler stammered in confusion, the Sphinx would pounce, her claws digging into flesh, her wings beating the air as she strangled the life from yet another victim. The people of Thebes were paralyzed with fear, knowing that their city's salvation lay in the solving of this deadly riddle. Then, one day a stranger appeared, a man with a haunted past, a man who had spent his life running from a prophecy that foretold his doom. His name was Oedipus, and as he approached the Sphinx, he could feel the weight of destiny pressing down on him. The Sphinx smiled, her teeth gleaming like daggers in the sunlight. She posed her riddle, certain that this man would be no different from the others. But Oedipus was different. He listened carefully, his mind racing through the possibilities. And then, in a voice that echoed with the authority of the gods themselves, he gave his answer. Man, in childhood he crawls on all 4s, in adulthood he walks on 2 legs, and in old age he leans on a staff. For a moment, the world seemed to hold its breath. The Sphinx's eyes widened in shock, her wings faltered, and a terrible scream tore from her throat. She had been bested, her riddle solved by this mere mortal. In her humiliation and despair, she threw herself from the rock, her body plummeting into the jagged stones below. The Sphinx was no more. But as Oedipus stood there, victorious yet troubled, he could not know that the answer he had given, the victory he had won, would lead him down a path of tragedy and horror, a path that would fulfill the very prophecy he had sought to escape. The Sphinx, whether in Egypt or Greece, was always more than just a myth. She was a symbol, a mystery, a challenge that tested the courage, wisdom, and fate of all who dared to face her. And in the end, whether as a guardian or a monster, she left behind a legacy that would echo through the ages, a tale of power, death, and the dark allure of the unknown.